Well, here we go again, another Battlefield game, so you know what that means. Another set of sleepless nights playing through till morning, another opportunity to test your skills, and another chance to blame it all on the internet lag when it all goes wrong. Battlefield 1 sees the return of one of the greatest online multiplayer franchises ever made, only this time it takes the first-person shooter back to a world war. It's 1914, it's the Great War, it's World War I. So sit back and enjoy my Battlefield 1 multiplayer review. Gameplay may not have changed much, it's still the same chaotic, probably more chaotic than ever, up to 64 player online madness, with infantry, vehicles, planes, boats, and now even cavalry get involved. But you've got to remember that this is set in an actual historical horrific war, which I really think adds something to the experience. Every now and then, with the help of the historical facts in the loading screens, you're reminded that these fights that you're competing in were once real. It does a great job of creating these claustrophobic moments of madness where you put on your gas mask only to hear your own heavy breathing, with your vision impaired and you can no longer aim down your sights. The trenches are often filled with friend and foe alike, as the action seems to be even more violent than ever. I do admit that I did often have to say, imagine how bad this would have been in real life. It doesn't thrust history down your throat or anything, but it is clear that thought and respect was put into it, which I got to appreciate. The time period does come with its own set of complications though, for example, with the number of different guns that were available at the time. Each of the 4 classes, Assault, Medic, Support and Scout, have only 6 primary weapons each. However, this is padded out a bit by having different versions of the same gun, each coming with a few minor tweaks. Of course, this is the early 20th century, so there's no suppressors or laser sights to worry about. In fact, the modification side of things are kept pretty light. Weapon skins do exist, for those who are interested in them, in the form of the battle packs. These are randomly awarded at the end of matches and contain different skins of varying rareness. From what I gather, this is similar to the CSGO system, but personally, when I realised that battle packs were mainly about cosmetics, I stopped caring about them. I did like that all of the weapons had that old school heavy hitting kind of feel, but again, just like in Battlefield Hardline, you seem to be able to unlock whichever guns you wanted from a pretty early stage. I want to have to put some work in for my new guns so that I can then be proud to show them off. Here, all you have to do is level up your class a bit, and then purchase a gun with war bonds, which initially you get plenty of from leveling up. But saying that, a fewer range of guns does not mean a lack of gameplay variety. It is as varied as ever. As well as all of the vehicles that you can ride, there seem to be more stationary guns scattered about, as well as these elite unit packs which are randomly dropped on the map. These have weapons like heavy machine guns and flamethrowers, plus a set of Iron Man body armor to really make you a dangerous threat to the enemy. Plus, in the larger game modes, when a team is losing badly, a mighty behemoth is brought into the fight. These can deal out some real nasty damage, hopefully leveling out the match a bit by giving both sides something else to think about. And by the way, seeing a Zeppelin get shot down is definitely a moment that's worth watching. Just try not to get too distracted. One new system that I really like is the Revamped medal system, which has now become more like a set of weekly challenges. You can only make progress towards one at a time, and at the end of the week, 5 new random medals will become available for you to try and get. Yet another reason to keep coming back week after week. The game comes with all the typical Battlefield modes: Conquest, Domination, Rush, and of course Team Deathmatch. But a new addition though is War Pigeons.
A pigeon has been located.
In a nutshell, this is where on small scale maps everyone fights over a randomly spawned pigeon, which when you get hold of you have to protect until the bar fills. Then you release your pigeon and score a point for your team. But don't forget that the enemy can shoot down your little bird, so you have to release it outside and at a safe time. I'd admit it's a fun mode that provides quick and frantic games. But my new favourite way of playing is with operations. These are best described as a combination of Rush and Conquest and are given some real life context based upon real battles of World War I.
It's a whole new type of warfare, boys. Gotta be careful.
The attackers have 3 attempts to push back the enemy, potentially across multiple maps. It's like a war of attrition, because even if the attackers are making progress, if they're also losing too many lives in one particular section, then they'll have fewer to start with on the next. My only slight disappointment with this mode is that if the attackers win on the first map, then it moves on to a second map and the war progresses. But if the defenders win, then that's it, they win. Game over. It's a shame that there isn't an opportunity for them to then counter-strike on a different map of their own maybe. But whatever, despite any criticisms I may have said, it's undeniable that the moment-to-moment gameplay in Battlefield 1 is intense, addictive, and on a grand scale. Every match is different, every action can have consequences. You need to work together as a team to take down the enemy, and then, and only then, will you be victorious. But of course this is only half the story, so next week tune in when I'll be reviewing Battlefield 1, the single player campaign. Hopefully you enjoyed my Battlefield 1 multiplayer review. If you did, then check out my other reviews and why not even subscribe today. But most importantly, thanks for watching.